Hello aspirants, looking at current affairs for 14th April, the news items picked up from the Hindu newspaper are these 12. We'll look at them in detail. The first one, Kathua murder hits J&K politics. 2 BJP ministers quit. So we saw regarding this Kathua rape and murder case in which a minor from Bakkarwal community in Jammu and Kashmir was murdered and raped. 2 BJP ministers had actually addressed the Hindu Ekta Manch rally. So this Hindu Ekta Manch is actually a group which is campaigning for handing over the case, this rape and murder case, to the CBI. So they had this rally, and in this rally, these 2 BJP ministers defended those arrested in the rape and murder of the 8-year-old girl. So now, because of this controversy, they have submitted their resignation to BJP. So the BJP's coalition partner in Jammu and Kashmir is PDP, People's Democratic Party. The Chief Minister is Mehbooba Mufti. Even other political parties in Jammu and Kashmir, including NC, National Conference, had criticized this statement given by the BJP ministers. Then next is Office of Profit case. EC to hear AAP MLAs on May 17. So this is regarding the AAP MLAs case, the AAP Aam Aadmi Party MLAs from Delhi. They had been appointed as parliamentary secretaries, and this appointment was actually declared as ground for disqualification by the Election Commission, that this is an office of profit which they are holding, and on the basis of this, the Election Commission recommended to the President of India that these MLAs should be disqualified, and the disqualification was put into effect. This case went before the courts. The Delhi High Court gave its ruling in March 2018 that this disqualification is not valid, and the reason was that the Election Commission did not give a hearing to the AAP legislators. So now actually the Delhi High Court gave its ruling that the Election Commission should revisit this case. So Commission has to look into the matter again, because earlier it failed to give them a older hearing or an opportunity to address their arguments on merit. So now the Election Commission, based on this ruling of Delhi High Court in March 2018, has issued instructions to the AAP legislators to appear either in person or through authorized legal representatives. So Election Commissioner and the Chief Election Commissioner and the 2 election commissioners would hear them out and then decide on their disqualification. So this Office of Profit is a ground for disqualification. As such, you can see Article 102 of the Constitution says a person shall be disqualified from being a member of either House of Parliament if he holds any office of profit, among other grounds. So this is for MPs, and for MLAs also similar provision is there for in Article 191. So legislators in Delhi are also covered under this corresponding provisions under the Government of National Capital Territory Act of 1991. And Article 103 of the Constitution says that if a question arises whether a member has incurred such disqualification, it will be referred to the President's decision. And President shall decide on this disqualification after obtaining the Election Commission's opinion and act accordingly. So this is what has been done in this case too. But it has been set aside by the Delhi High Court because of on the ground that the Election Commission did not give a hearing to the AAP legislators. So here the whole history is given, the case, how it unfolded over the 3 years. In 2015, Delhi government had appointed these MLAs as parliamentary secretaries. So after that, this parliamentary secretary's post is considered because they are MLAs. They are part of the legislature. So of course, part of the legislature becomes the executive too when they are appointed ministers, but there is a limit to the number of ministers which can be appointed. So this parliamentary secretaries or any other post is considered as office of profit. So that also is a controversial term. So because office of profit has no clear definition, as such it is controversial. The term is used because no member of parliament or member of legislative body should be appointed by the government, because legislature is considered as the body which will question the government. So legislature questions the executive. Of course, as I said, some legislators are ministers too. So they are part of the government, the executive, who are being questioned. So here there is any post which is given by the government to the legislators is considered as an office of profit if they are getting any profit out of it. It may be monetary or non-monetary. So that is the term. And since office of profit has no clear definition, what the Delhi Legislative Assembly did was they passed a bill So this bill of 2015 was passed which excluded parliamentary secretaries from Office of Profit. So Office of Profit is decided based on listing some posts as Office of Profit and not listing others. So that is why it has become controversial. If there's a clear definition and a clear criteria, conditions 1, 2, 3 or so, that these are the conditions if fulfilled, the post will be an Office of Profit. So that is not the case. That's why that's a controversial aspect too. And this bill of Delhi Legislative Assembly required the President's assent, and President refused to give assent to such a bill, and that's why this bill did not come into effect, and Office of Profit exemption was not given to parliamentary secretaries. And finally the Election Commission recommended that these MLAs be disqualified on grounds of holding Office of Profit, and the President disqualified them. But the Delhi High Court as such ordered that this is not correct, as we just discussed. The next is Sharif can't fight polls, Pakistan Supreme Court. So Pakistan Supreme Court has given its unanimous decision and has banned former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif from participating in elections for life. Because in Pakistan, the constitution under Article 62(1)(f) says that any member who is dishonest or not righteous. So these are the criteria. If he is dishonest or not righteous, he is barred from politics for life or from holding any public office. So that has been made applicable on Mr. Nawaz Sharif too. He had to resign as a legislator and Prime Minister in July 2017 after being declared dishonest by a court on corruption charges. So this is the ruling. Then next is Sridevi Vinod Khanna win National Film Awards posthumously. So posthumously means award conferred after the death of the person. So the two actors, Vinod Khanna, he died in April 2017, and Sridevi, she died in February 2018. So both have been awarded posthumously the National Film Awards. Vinod Khanna has been awarded Dada Saheb Phalke Award, and Sridevi has been conferred the Best Actress Award for her last film, Mom. So this is there. The Best Actor Award went to a Bengali actor, Riddhi Sen, for his performance in the Bengali film Nagar Kirtan. And also the Best Hindi Film under the National Film Awards has been Newton. So this is it. So you can see the details are also provided, though these days UPSC does not ask questions on awards. Earlier it used to, but having a little information is fine. Then next is Sikh groups protest against Nanak Shah Fakir release. So this is regarding this movie Nanak Shah Fakir, which is based on the life of Guru Nanak, the first Sikh Guru, the founder of Sikhism, and about his life and his teachings. But this film has been protested against by the Sikhs on the ground that showing Sikh Gurus in living form cannot be permitted. So the Sikh Akal Takht as such, which is the supreme temporal seat of Sikhs, has imposed a ban on the film's release, and also the SGPC, Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, which is the apex religious body of Sikhs, has also appealed to the members to ban this film or to boycott this film. And this is so even after the Supreme Court criticized Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee for imposing restrictions on a film that has already been cleared by the Central Film Certification Board. So the Supreme Court had asked for its nationwide release as such, and it has been released on 13th April. This is regarding Guru Nanak, the founder of the Sikh religion. His birthday is celebrated by Sikhs on 14th April according to the Nanak Shahi calendar. He was born in a Hindu family, and he founded a separate religion called Sikhism after having detailed knowledge and studying religions like Hinduism and Islam extensively. So his teachings basically, he emphasized on three aspects. Naam Japna means remembering God at all times. Kirat Karna means to work and earn a livelihood by honest means. And third one is Vand Chakna, means to share wealth. So this brings the essence of equality to oneself. Then next is Ukraine eyes defense corridors. So presently the Defense Expo 2018 is going on, and here Ukraine has also shown interest in getting defense deals with India. So signed. So Ukroboronprom, which is the apex body as such on defense in Ukraine. So this Director General has discussions with Indian officials for a joint cooperation program and for modernization of India's military equipment. So you should know Ukraine was part of former USSR, the Soviet Union. So Russia is the major defense partner of India. We have many deals and we have brought many defense equipments from Russia. But Ukraine says that we can also provide you the same substitutes as such. So we can substitute some of Russian equipments that India is using, and that too at a cheaper price. So this is a assurance given as such. Ukraine has also developed its Antonov aircraft, which it is offering to India. Also, it is upgrading this Antonov aircraft and is considering if joint production of this new Antonov aircraft can take place in India. So this discussion has also taken place. Then next is 7 MOUs signed with Russian OEMs. So at the Defense Expo 2018, 7 memorandums of understanding have been signed by Indian private companies and Russian original equipment manufacturers. So OEM, original equipment manufacturers. So here actually these original equipments as such, when there are requirements of spares in the defense equipments which have been procured from Russia, then these equipments as such are not easily available, and India wants that these equipment should be able to be manufactured in India. So OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, can have their understanding and deals with Indian companies so that these spares and sub-assemblies can be done. Manufacturing and development of spares and sub-assemblies of Russian original platforms can be done in India for the Indian Armed Forces. So this will improve the after-sales support of Russian origin platforms being used by the Indian Armed Forces is expected. Then next is 7 Ashtadhatu idols stolen from Samastipur. So this is regarding Ram Janki Math temple in Bihar, Samastipur. Here 7 valuable idols have been stolen. These idols were made of Ashtadhatu. Ashta means 8. So dhatu means metal. So it was an alloy comprising of 8 precious metals which was used to make these idols, and these 7 valuable idols have been stolen from this temple. The head priest here is also been investigated. His role is also been investigated into this theft. And these idols are said to be worth several crores of rupees. They were around 400 years old idols. Then next is India-UK in talks over education. So UK envoy was in India, and India and UK were holding talks to seal an agreement on mutual recognition of educational qualifications. So the UK envoy says that education is a major area of bilateral cooperation between the two sides because of many degrees which are awarded as such but not recognized. So there's a need for recognition of these degrees. In UK universities, they offer 1-year master's degrees, and these are not recognized in India. So that is the point which the UK envoy was making. So this deal, a bilateral cooperation in this area of education, will also feature in the discussions which would take place when Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits London to participate in the CHOGM, that is Commonwealth Heads of Governments meeting. So this is there. So here, why India does not recognize this 1-year master's degrees? Because earlier too there have been controversies when bogus and less reputed educational institutions were offering such courses which was jeopardizing academic prospects of students. So now the UK envoy has assured that the government would look into these aspects, and it is taking steps against bogus universities. So India recently signed a mutual recognition of educational degrees agreement with France when the French president was on a visit in March 2018. So UK is also seeking similar mutual recognition of educational degrees agreement with India. Then next is trade tensions hit exports in March. So India's merchandise exports fell for the first time in 5 months in March 2018, and the trade deficit also widened. So US has raised concerns, and it is planning to review a program allowing duty-free imports of goods. So USA has this program, Generalized System of References, GSP program on market access. So here duty-free imports of goods is allowed from developing countries, certain countries, and in this the US Trade Representative's Office is going to review that because of concerns that countries like India, Indonesia were not complying with the rules under the GSP program. So this is raising fears that India's exports to USA would be affected. And in March also these exports have fallen down, imports rose, and the trade deficit has widened. This is regarding GSP, Generalized System of Preferences. So this has been in effect since 1976 to promote economic growth in developing world. So it provides preferential duty-free entry to goods from these countries. So there are around 123 designated beneficiary countries and territories from which goods are imported by USA. Up to 5,000 products are imported. And now a review has been sought in this GSP program with respect to India, Indonesia, and other countries. Then next is Ashok Leyland bags 100 crore defense order. So Ashok Leyland, which is the flagship company of Hinduja Group, a private sector Indian company. So this is one of the largest suppliers of mobility solutions to Indian Army, and recently it won an order from Ministry of Defense to supply high mobility vehicles, 10 by 10 vehicles that will carry Smirch rockets. So this deal is of more than 100 crores. So this has been won by Ashok Leyland. So Indian private sector companies are also providing assistance and requirements, solutions to Indian armed forces. And the last news item is Inter-Ministerial group studying e-commerce issues. So there is an inter-ministerial group which has been formed at the center, means various ministries coming together to discuss issues related to e-commerce. So e-commerce as such is a sector which is emerging presently. Electronic commerce means through websites, online e-commerce in which goods can also be brought. So there is online sale of goods as well as services which are provided online. So these aspects will be discussed, and the interministerial group will form a perspective which can provide policy inputs to the government. So policy can be framed on this aspect. So this is what the Union Commerce Secretary has detailed out. Also, there are concerns of exporters with respect to GST. So GST issues have been dominating what the exporters are demanding from the ministry, Commerce Ministry, and the government has said that you are looking into this matter and ensure that GST will become absolutely trouble-free for the exporters in soon. So this is being worked on. So these are the news items. Thank you.